Midwest, the last bracket. Justin, Bridgewater's Finest on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter. We've talked about the South bracket. We've talked about the West bracket. We've talked about the East bracket. One left is the Midwest bracket. Let's talk about it. The Midwest bracket features the following matchups in the round of 64. Number 1, North Carolina versus number 16, the winner of the play-in game versus Lamar and Vermont. Number 8, Creighton against number 9, Alabama. Number 5, Temple against number 12, the winner of another play-in game between Cal and USF. Number 4, Michigan versus number 13, Ohio. Number 6, San Diego State versus number 11, NC State. Number 3, Georgetown versus number 14, Belmont. Number 7, St. Mary's against number 10, Purdue. And number 2, Kansas versus number 15, Detroit. Alright, you know how this goes, obviously. In the Midwest bracket, these are my absolute locks to make it out of the round of 64 into the round of 32. Number 1, North Carolina. Number 5, Temple. Number 4, Michigan. Number 14, Belmont. Number 7, St. Mary's, and number 2, Kansas. Those are my absolute locks to make it from the round of 64 into the round of 32. The two games I didn't mention there, the 8v9 game of Creighton v. Alabama, and the 6v11 game of San Diego State versus NC State. On my Fuck Canada, the third bracket, I have Creighton beating Alabama in the 8v9, and I have San Diego State beating NC State. Go over to Canadian Hell Wannabes. I have number 9 Alabama beating number 8 Creighton, and I have number 11 NC State pulling off the upset of number 6 San Diego State. Very close games. I'm more confident in my Fuck Canada the third bracket for those picks in the Midwest, so if I was absolutely forced at gunpoint to make a pick, I would pick number 8 Creighton over number 9 Alabama, and I would pick number 6 San Diego State versus to beat number 11 NC State. So that's how I think the round of 64 into the round of 32 is going to go. The round of 32 into the Sweet 16, I have as my absolute locks to make it into the Sweet 16, no debate in my mind. Number 1, Carolina. Number 5, Temple. Number 14, Belmont. Belmont's my bracket busters. I'm flowing with these guys. And number 2, Kansas. Again, I just think the stage is set, the draw is set for Belmont. Because I think Belmont's going to beat Georgetown. I love Georgetown. I love the Hoyas, but I think Belmont's going to take them out, and I think Belmont is capable of beating either San Diego State or NC State, so whoever comes out of that game, I think Belmont beats them. So that's who I think's making it into the Sweet 16 in the Midwest bracket. Going from the Sweet 16 to the Elite 8, the two teams that I expect will represent the Midwest in the Elite 8, number 1, North Carolina, number 2, Kansas. They're clearly the two best teams in the bracket. So they're the two that I expect will represent the Midwest in the Elite 8. And going into the Final Four, I have number 1, North Carolina, defeating number 2, Kansas, to make it into the Final Four. So, there's my Midwest bracket, and we're going to hit you back with the last video in which we will discuss the Final Four and the National Championship game.